but he maintains his unbeaten record, and it's a treble for Willie Mullins and Ruby Walsh.
See the Stars wins a fourth Guineas for Mick Kinnairn.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. We are back, three ugly mugs, with some Cheltenham Festival chat yet again. It's the 1st of March today, so we're officially 2 weeks out. Hopefully, this time in 2 weeks, we would have already had 7 winners and then just retire for the rest of the week. We're going to run through the 5 non-handicapped races for the first day of the festival, and then we'll do the same for the next few days over the next week and a half or two, and then finish with the handicaps right at the end. Well, as long as we haven't been bombed by the Russians by then, I suppose. Anyway, we will kick off straight into the first day of the festival with the Supreme Novices Hurdle. Current anti-post, I suppose they're all non-run and no bet now. Favourite is Constitution Hill at 9-4, and then the Willie Mullins Brigade of Dysart Dynamo at 3-1, Sir Gerhard at 3-1. British contender John Bonn at 4s, Kilcrut is 8-1, Mighty Potter is 12s, Pied Piper is 14s, along with State Man, and it is 16-1 bar those. What have you got for me, Statman Dan?
Hey, that's it. Stato's back. Yeah, I just thought we'd just throw out just a few trends for each of the races, just because some people like it, and it helps people to make informed choices on the race. So with the Supreme, as you won't be surprised to hear that only 3 out of the last 12 favourites have won the race. I just picked out the most popular ones the ones that I thought were the most important. So 3 out of the last 12 favourites have won. 11 out of the last 12 were aged between 5 and 6, which is obviously, I think Sir Gerhard's 7, isn't he? So that doesn't help him. And the ratings, 10 out of the 12 are rated 144 or higher. So, yeah, well, that's it really. That's all I got. I just thought I'd throw them 3 out because I thought they were the most interesting in terms of the contenders that we have in this race.
Yes, yeah, we'll crack on then. So we'll stay with you. What are your thoughts?
Well, as you know, I've not been banging the John Bonn drum, but I've certainly been a John Bonn fan for a while, and I'm not going to desert him now. I think he's the biggest price out of the 3. I don't know what price you said he was there then, but
4-1.
He's the biggest price out of the. Yeah, he's the biggest price out of the 4, shall I say, not the 3. Barring, we see if you class the big 5 with Kilcrut, who I do think has a chance in this race. Yeah, I think John Bonn's the way to go. I think that the pace is going to really suit him. I really think he's a really strong stayer at 2 miles. I just think he looks like he will relish the hill. He's just one of them horses where you just see him finish the end of his races and he's always got loads left in the tank. Like even at Haydock, he obviously was quickened twice, but he was pulling away from them. If they would have gone any quicker, I think, to be honest, I know Nicky maybe not as far as what he was saying, but I think he was right in the fact that if they went another furlong, he'd have just got further away from him. I think he's a really smart horse. Whether he's good enough to beat the Irish contingent, I don't know. I think he's better than Constitution Hill. I think he will beat Constitution Hill. But whether he's going to beat, if Sir Gerhard lines up here, he's the one to beat. Definitely the one to beat for me. But, as you know, I've been, pointing up the upward arrow for Sir Gerhard for a long time. I'm hoping he goes up in trip, but we won't know, will we? No. And I will just give a mention to Kilcrut. I think the each-way players, given he came back to form now and he's got the Cheltenham form as well, I think he's your each-way play in the race because he's just, and obviously Patrick Mullins was talking him up big as well. I think he could definitely, and you probably get this is going to be probably a fair 16 runner contest, which is near enough. So you'll probably get 4 places on the day. They like to go a bit. Yeah, so I think if you get 4 places and he's about 7-1, I think that's a good each way bet. I think he'll give you a very good run for your money. I don't think he'll win, and I think, like I say, Sir Gerhard, yeah, but I am with John Bonn. I think he's got a really solid chance. He shouldn't be the outsider of the big 4, as they say. So I think John Bonn, yeah.
Yeah, I've got every year I have a horse that I go on about. This thing's never going to win, blah blah blah, and it always does. last 2 years has been put the kettle on. And I think I come out last year and apologised after the festival for having a poo-poo on her. John Bond's that horse for me this year, so he'll probably go out and win.
Here we go.
I watched that Haydock run. I was at Ascot at the time. I was watching it, and I thought, I just can't get over the fact of, it just looked terrible to me. Obviously, the problem with John Bond, every race that he's had, the pace has either been too slow or too quick, or we've not really seen a proper race. And he won by, three and a half lengths or something.
I think the better race will suit him, though.
Yeah, I think it will for sure.
Yeah, but I just think that the faster, yeah.
This race is going to tell the tale about this horse. This is actually going. If this is actually going to show us John Bond actually.
Well, I think the race.
This is going to find. This is going to be the race.
The race that we saw at Haydock, with obviously how it laid out. If he wasn't quite as good, I don't think he would have won. I think his ability got him over the line. In a race like that.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt.
Whether he's going to be able to do the same if a horse like Sir Gerhard's in front of him, I don't know. I like your mention of Kilcrat. He's actually the horse I've backed at 9-1. Obviously, the first 2 runs of the season, it looked like there was something wrong with him. The second time, he was only beaten by, was it Journey with Me and Manila Crooner, which are obviously both horses with big chances this year, so I wouldn't say that's necessarily that bad. Obviously he's got to improve a lot on that, and I think he will do.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I mean, obviously at the end of January in Punchestown, he was incredible again. So, and like you say, he's got the festival form. He's finally coming into himself. I just think against John Bond, who I just can't seem to like. Constitution Hill for me is the typical hyped British horse. Sir Gerhard, I think he'll probably go to the.
You boys need something. Though,
yeah, we need something, and I don't think we have it yet again. But yeah,
I'll just say one thing quickly about John Bond. Sorry, I mean, if you the people that are talking about John Bond and people are saying this slowly, if you think a better run race, a faster run race, which is absolute. Nicky Anderson has been banging this drum for so long that more pace in a race will suit John Bond down to the ground. If you think that these races haven't suited him, you look at his form. Everybody was saying like, oh, the race at Ascot, yeah, well, it was a bit naff, wasn't it? It wasn't very good. Well, I mean, not really, because he's come out. Obviously, the Colonel Mustard, we know. He was I said back then he was a probably mid 140s rated horse. Nappers Hill, he's a smart bumper horse. He's not a bad horse over hurdles. LA Bell's already come out and won a listed race next. I Like to Move It was absolutely so unlucky in the Betfair hurdle the other day. The time before that, he beat Good Risk at All, who we saw come out and absolutely hack up off his mark. He's a 140 horse. He's beat some proper horses. His rating of 145, he's far better. He's 150 plus. He is far better than 145. Forget about that. He could have almost gone a handicap off a 145. That is it's a bit of a joke rating, I think, to be honest. I think that just shows that the British handicapper this year is rating British horses lower than they should be, because 145. You really his form on that? I think he's 150. To be honest, on his form now, his racing post rating figures will tell you he shouldn't be 145.
I agree. I think he's very good. I think he's very, very good, actually. And this race revolves around me for what Willie Mullins actually does. As a lot of things do in this festival. Depends what Willie does. Depends what I'm going to back. But
one of them,
if Sir Gerhard goes here, he wins, and that's just it. That's plain and simple in my eyes. Like that day at Leopardstown, he was absolutely electric. And my opinion is not going to change. If he goes here, he wins, and that's the bottom line. But in the scenario where he goes up and trip, and deep down I do hope he goes up and trip, because my Ballymore slip looks a bit nicer than my Supreme one. So if he goes up and trip, I'm in the John Bond camp. I can't have Constitution Hill. Don't know why. It's not appealing to me. What is he? Is he 7-4 or something like that? I couldn't back
9-4 now.
7-4 last time I seen it. 9-4. I can't be backing that. Tolworth Hurdle winners don't have a great record in this race, as we seen with Medier last year. I don't know if that's going to come into play, but he's actually the one that I wouldn't be back. Like out of the three, that's the one I wouldn't back. I'd actually give Kilcrut more chance in Constitution now. I don't know about Kilcrut. I was actually thinking about this earlier. Maybe he's one of these horses that come into his form in spring. Like he only won his bumper at wasn't it there Dublin Racing Festival last year. That was early February. That run of Punchestown was the back of January. So this is the first time we have actually seen him. Well, the first time we'd seen him in the earlier part of the year when he was obviously quite poor or something was wrong. So maybe he's a spring horse. I think 7-1's quite big. So like if it comes down to if Sir Gerhard runs here, I'll back Sir Gerhard to the roof. If Sir Gerhard doesn't run here, I'll have a bet in John Bon. And actually, I've already have a bet in John Bon at like 4-1 from ages ago. But I'll have another bet in John Bon on course and a wee saver in Kilcrut. That's just my opinion on
Yeah.
it.
So Sir Gerhard, if not John Bon, if not Kilcrut.
Well, no. If Sir Gerhard doesn't go, John Bon will for the win and Kilcrut for a wee saver because I think he's an absolute banker.
Yeah. Dan, John Bon.
I wouldn't say banker each way, but I absolutely echo his thoughts. And I think John Bon, if Sir Gerhard doesn't go, I know I said before he'd drift. I think if Sir Gerhard doesn't line up, I think he could even go a favourite.
Yeah.
John Bon.
Yeah, I can't have Constitution. I can't have Dice or Diamond.
Yeah, John Bon for me.
It's a game of opinions, isn't it?
Yeah, I can see that. Anyway, moving on to the Arkle. Obviously.
Who are you on? Who are you gone?
Oh, me? Sorry, yeah.
Your main pick? Yeah.
Kilcrut. Yeah.
I didn't know
I'm
if you had
Kilcrut.
another one and you were just saying he was an each wayer.
No, I
fair
think
enough,
Kilcrut on the
see
nose. None of this each way crap. Not until we get to double figure prices.
Good point, Ben, as well. Really valid, that one.
Right, we will go on to the Arkle. I'll start off by tipping Fernie Hollow, I think.
Oh, here we go.
You're so... that's
low blow.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hard one for you boys, I know. Luckily, I managed to avoid that one.
That's it. We're off.
Sleepless
Good luck. See you later.
Anyway, now with obviously...
Willie Mullins is going to break my heart.
Interesting quote from Willie, actually, when they asked him yesterday what would be a disappointment for the festival, and he said that if he's not top trainer. So I think he thinks he's got quite a good set this year, even without Fernie Hollow.
It's just so bullish.
Which was an absolute penalty kick, by the way.
Never believed it.
Let's move on. I can't think
Right, we will move on. Obviously, with Fernie Hollow out of the market now, Edward Stone is at the head, another British contender at 2-1. Blue Lord is 100-30. Riviere de Tay is 7-2. Houghton Collier, who obviously fell quite early on in Dublin, is 7-1. Saint Sam is 8-1. Magic Days 14s. And 16-1 bar those. We'll kick off with Ben this time, but before we do, Dan is absolutely itching to give us some more stats. Go on.
Straight back in with a stato. So in this race, you won't be surprised to know that 7 of the last 12 favourites have won. Favourites have a really good record in this, especially recently. A lot of them have been odds on, to be fair, so do remember that. 11 out of the 12 were aged between 6 and 7, which is interesting because Edward Stone is obviously 8 years old. And 12 out of the previous 12 had all won on their last run before the festival, which obviously goes against Riviere de Tel, Hortoncola, Saint Sam, basically bar the top 2. So very interesting trends, I think, for this race. Make of that what you will.
Would
Riviere de Tel have won against Blue Lord? Maybe you can ignore that one for her.
Correct. And she's gonna win again. I'm gonna go against the trendsetter. I think Riviere de Tel is gonna win this. I really do. I've been thinking about this all day, to be quite honest. And then I read Gordon's quote, and he's like, if we jumped the last, we would have won. So, the horse made a mistake, and
yeah, she
horses make
she jumped off to the right, didn't she? Which I think she done at when she ran behind Fernie Hollow a couple of times as well. So I would say that would worry you, but she only done it once at Dublin, so I think she'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm happy to take a chance on her. Didn't like the way Blue Lord, he was a bit tenacious and ran on, and he got the win last time, but I didn't like the way he ran at all. He ran snatches, and he looked with 6-7 furlongs already. He looked like he was going to be tailed off and beaten. It was really, really weird. Edward Stone, Edwards got a really fair chance, to be fair to him. Like, but I don't know. I want to take him on. That's why I'm going to take him on Riviera Fell. She's going to get £7. I know she's got 9 at Dublin and couldn't win, but a lot of horses making that mistake at the last, the way she did in Dublin, they would have stopped. They would have knocked the stuff in Kinnerra, but she's so tenacious. She's done so well to get back up, and she just got defeat took away, or victory took away narrowly. Like, so, yeah, I think she's going to win. I think 4-1's fair enough price, and yeah, I don't see why I'd go with anyone else. I don't know. Something like Blue Lord puts me off, and the favourite list. Look, come on, let's take
Yeah,
one.
it was interesting that race. I don't know if I'm remembering wrong, but Blue Lord travelled way wide the whole race. Yeah, it's really weird. And then obviously Bryony tried to do it on Frodon, and it just didn't work. Yeah.
And then she took the inside on Grenadine on the Sunday, and that just didn't work either.
Yeah, it was weird. But yeah, no, I agree. I think she's the one. Obviously at the Dublin Racing Festival, I was on Blue Lord, and it was a bit of a sweat in the stewards because although nothing's really ever turned over anymore, I thought that could have been one. Luckily, I got away with it. Still lost a shitload of money that weekend, so it doesn't really make a difference in the grand scheme of things.
But we moved.
And that was just the fucking stake in Dublin town centre. Edwardstone's obviously 4 from 4, or 4 from his last 4, and they're all in races that have got 3 or 4 or 5 runners, which is perfect for an Arkle because you never really have many runners. And it looks like, just looking at the market, I mean, there's probably still about 17 or 18 left in there. Half of those definitely won't go. So it's probably going to end up being a small field again. So I think he could go well. Obviously, I was slating him a month or so ago, but looking back at it, I think he'll be up there. I'd want to be backing him each way, which obviously you're not going to do at 2-1. So for me, Riviere de Tel, however you want to say it, is the one. And this is getting a bit strange, Ben, because we're starting to agree on things, and that never goes well when that happens.
Yeah. What's happening here?
Dan, what do you reckon?
I echo what you're saying with Riviere de Tel. I think she's got a really good chance. The only thing that would put me off with her is she's had a hard season. She has been through the wars, I'd say, especially the last twice.
Sorry, just really quick note. I actually was reading Gordon Elliott's media stable tour just before we come on, and he said she's had a lot of races, she's had a hard season, but he's seen her looking the way she's looking now. He says she's looking far better than what she was at the start of the season, and for her, that's.
I mean, look, you and I wouldn't ever say that if she runs it, she'll be ready, but she has had a long season. It does sort of put me off that has she left a race elsewhere. She put up a good battle against Fernie Hollow. I know she's been getting weight, but she put up a really good battle against Blue Lord. Look, if she comes back to that Blue Lord form, she's got an excellent chance, hasn't she? Because she's only going to be £2 worse off. And to be fair, like we've just said, she should have really won that race. So she's £2 worse off for probably what you would have said she should have won. If she wouldn't have hit the last, she would have won. So, yeah.
She'd have probably won by about a length.
Yeah, so she's £2 worse off for the moral winner, but obviously moral doesn't get you winnings. I really like Edwardstone. I think he should be unbeaten. I think that the only reason I think if he was trained by somebody else other than Alan King, trained in Britain, he'd be shorter. I think he has proven this season he's the best horse in the race. I think Blue Lord he's all right, isn't he? He's a solid chaser. Is he really going to improve anymore? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. There's something there that puts me off. There's something about it. Like I don't know.
I mean, the only thing I could say as well about Edwardstone is I've said the hard season. He's had a lot of runs this season. He hasn't had a hard season, has he? Because he's won every race easily. So he's not.
He's winning on the double.
And I don't think he's been that hard pushed. I think he's really solid. He's short enough, but I think he'd be shorter. I think there's a case for him to be shorter. I have to say, he'd be my most likely winner at the minute, Edwardstone. He wouldn't be the strongest fancy, because I'd want to look at something that could improve, if that makes sense. Something that's got the potential to prove better than a 165 horse, and I think that's what Edwardstone is. He's a mid to late 160s. Maybe that'll win him the race. The only other one is Horton Couleur. If Horton Couleur does go for this race, he's got to be interesting. He's clearly got ability. As we were saying, he ran him in the Triumph, didn't he, first time out, coming over from France. He's only had 4 runs for the trainer. He fell last time out. He's very interesting. I don't think Saint Sam would be on my book. Doesn't jump well enough. You know, he can't go in from... Yes, he stayed on well, but he doesn't jump well enough for me. The others jump better than him. Rivia de Tello got the front. She'll jump him into oblivion. He needs to jump a hell of a lot better. He's very short for me. Hortoncouleur and could be the each way one. But at the minute, who's looking like the most likely winner? It'd be Edwardstone. If you put a gun to my head, definitely. I think I'd say, yeah, the favourite will win it.
Yeah, fair enough. Can't disagree with that, but can't leave the Marinara back there 3 times. Children one.
Yeah, 2 Riviere de Tays and an Edwardstone. Right, do you want to do the champion hurdle now because it'll be a quick one, or do you want to leave it to the end?
Yeah, we'll do it now. It's going to be quick. 21 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would imagine, yes.
Yeah, I will quickly just...
barring some Annie Power-esque.
Yes, yeah, obviously Honeysuckle. She's 1.8 on the exchange, which I thought was quite big, to be honest with you.
What's that, 4 to 5?
1.8. Yeah. Well, minus your commission,
4 to
so
5.
yeah, it'll be a bit shorter than that. But I will just mention,
Probably about
obviously,
what she is now, yeah.
just over a month ago when we done the first look at the first day, I put up Tiapu each way at 20 to 1. Now into 8.
Yeah, good shout.
All right,
Very
all
good
right.
shout.
all
Now
right,
into
all
8,
right.
so
Yeah, it's a
obviously
hell of a shout.
No.
obviously won the Red Mills by about 11 lengths and halved in price. Obviously, some of that as well is because a lot of the field has cut up a bit since the decks. As I think they were saying on Up the Ante, was it this week or last week? I don't know. He's an improver. Honeysuckle, we've seen her for a few years. Appreciate it would be a pretty good training performance if he came and won, obviously. Horses like Epatante, Adagio, Zanahir, even Calixios, if he goes, I don't think he will. We know what they are. Tiapu is one that can challenge. Not saying he's going to beat Honeysuckle, but I think he's going to be around the ranks. Right, before we move on,
I don't know.
we will answer.
Well, hold on, I'll give you the.
Go on.
We'll give you the stats, eh?
Yeah, go on.
We'll give you the champion hurdle. We've got to get the stats in. So there's 7 out of the last 12 favourites have won. Again, you've got some odds-on shots in there as well.
Kid out of 13 incoming.
11 out of 12 had run at least twice that season.
What was the biggest price? Have you got it?
Appreciate it, and that's twice, eh?
What was the biggest price winner in the
What's
last
that?
10 years?
What?
Have you got that?
The biggest price winner, wasn't it? I would have got Espoir
Trying to
d'Allen,
think.
wasn't it?
Espoir
the
d'Allen
5-year-old
would
that
have
won it.
been. Oh yeah, because
Espoir d'Allen, yeah, 16 to 1,
what price was
He was
Jeski
the
when he beat
5-year-old
my
that won it,
10 or
wasn't he?
yours? I can't remember.
9 to 1.
Was he? Okay.
All right,
And
Saddam.
then the ratings, 10 out of 12, 10 out of 12 were rated 161 or more. Now, the only horse that is rated to do that, and I mean, I know we're pointing out the obvious, is Honeysuckle. She's rated 165. Appreciate is next in
Give her
on
£7,
160.
which is essentially
Yeah, so,
170.
you know, Appreciate it is technically 160 at the minute. Obviously, that's just on his novice form. Just want to say a quick couple of things. Obviously, Honeysuckle is definitely, you know, she won't be beaten. I can't see it. I would not have appreciated it in a month of Sundays. I would not even go near him. I'd want double figures. I don't believe how short he is. What is he, 5 to 1 in places? Even shorter?
Yeah, shorter.
I think that is.
But it comes back to
I
what we were
think that is
saying earlier.
incredible. How he is that short. I just cannot get my head around it.
But as we said earlier, it comes back to Willie. Willie's on this kind of mission. He's absolutely he's talking the boldest game. I've never seen this before. He's talking the boldest game.
He's
year.
mustard, but
Bold,
obviously
bold.
everybody knows.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I agree.
And obviously he's very clearly well thought of, but I just don't get it. Really, people are coming in to like, yeah, appreciate it. If you want to back a horse first time out in the Champion Hurdle, this is the first time it'll be stepping into open company against a horse that is rated £12 more than him, right? When you include the £7 allowance, I don't believe it. Who is a champion, last year's Champion Hurdle winner? I do not understand it. He should be 10 to 1. It's ridiculous. I don't get it. And because in the end of the day, Tiapu, who you just said, has achieved more than him this season. He has. In fact, Zanahiyr has achieved more than him this season by getting beat, by getting whacked. And end of the day, what price is Zanahiyr? Because he's my each way in the race. I think he's got a great chance.
Yeah, that's not. He's 14
I think
to
he's
1.
got a great chance. I think he's got a really, really good chance because I think he was
Surely
really
only
unlucky.
beat him by 6.5.
He's not going to win, though,
and
is
he?
he?
Was unlucky last time because he. No, he's not going to win.
But it's
No.
14 to 1 each
But
way.
if you can back without the favourite, that's a bet because I think he's got a really good chance. Yeah, and the thing is, you never do know.
I think he's better than Teopo too, and I think Teopo's a very good horse and he's a very good shot, George. But I think Zanahiyr will beat
Look,
Teopo.
I will say one thing: the appreciate it thing is not about the ability. He has got the potential to easily be the second best horse in this race. Look, he's got the potential to be able. He's the only one we don't know can beat who we've not seen against Honeysuckle. We know she can beat the rest, but at 3.5 to 1, it's ridiculous. So. If he was say 8-9 to 1, I'd be coming on saying you can have this boy, get him on each way.
Yeah.
But you've got to back him to win, and it's not a smart each way bet. That at 7 to 2, that's not a smart each way bet. There's Energamine, who we'll talk about later. That's a smart each way bet. This one, no, I don't get it. I think he's got the talent, but I don't get the price. I think he's the worst price near enough of the entire festival. Don't get it.
We will have a quick little quiz.
Just a little rant there.
So, Dan, don't look at your book. Got a quiz question for you both. Over the last 8 years, we've only had 4 horses finish second. So the second place has been shared by 4 horses over the last 8 years. Can you name them for me? Sharjah,
yeah. My tent or yours.
My tent or yours. Second, third, 3 times.
What finished second to? What finished second to? Sport.
I'm only a club. That's my
Technically, Bouverdare finished second to Espoir d'Allen, didn't he? Or did he win the race? But he fell over that one, didn't he?
Well, yeah. So second to Espoir d'Allen and second to
to
Bouverdare the year before was a horse that I tipped up for the Ryanair about a month ago. Any ideas? Melon, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Melon second in it twice. I backed in both years. And then in 2015, behind Faheen was Arctic Fire.
And he come back, didn't he? To win the what did he win? He
won something in
Did he
Ireland,
win
didn't
the Coral Cup or something, or the county or something?
Didn't he get up on the line for something? I
thought
can't
he won
remember
Arctic
now.
Fire. Yeah, he won Arctic Fire. I'm telling you, they brought him back. Paul Tarnham rode him. He was he was a big price as well.
So you're an old boy, you'd
Where is
remember
it? Here we go.
Yeah, I was just having a quick...
Yeah, there you go. He beat Lammy Surge in the county hurdle in 2017 at 20 to 1. Paul Tarnham rode him.
Oh yeah, he came absolutely cruising
With
round.
Arctic Fire.
Yeah, I remember around the bend. Yeah,
on the snap.
Right round.
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah. That's right. Didn't he go the inside rail or something? He got the inside rail, and I was like, I don't believe what I'm seeing. Arctic Fire.
Yeah, absolutely cruising.
Bloody hell! It's them old boys course form. Yeah, Lammy Surge.
Right.
Against Lammy Surge, who barely ever went through races. Anyway, there we go.
Before we move on to the Mayor's Hurdle,
hurdle.
we will answer a question that we got a couple of weeks ago from Joshy Boy Madman. Now, I'm not sure that's his Christian name. That might just be his username. He says, "Love it, lads."
He's definitely a madman.
He says, "Love it, lads. If you could put together a lucky 15 for the 2023 festival, who and where would they be?" So me and Dan have chosen 1 each, and Ben's chosen 2. So why don't you kick us off, Ben?
Yeah, I'm not going to go into too much reasoning with this. Considering 2022 is good. If you had to ask me for 2 now, I'd say American Mike for the Ballymore 12 to 1 and John Bond for the Arkle 10 to 1. I've had a nibble on both. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go.
Ben, Dan.
Fishy prices.
Nearly called you Ben.
Well, I said it the last video I think we had or something. I'm Gallagher the Shomps for the Gold Cup. He's no value, but if I am really, you're more the man for this, Ben. That's why you've got 2 of them, because you're very good at this, but I am not very good at. I need to.
What price is he? Do we know?
I can't even get my head around the 2022 one, let alone 2023. What did you say it was? Six to 1. Like, he's no value, but.
And what prices were yours,
He's
Ben?
no value, but
12 to 1 for American Mike, 10 to 1 for John Bond.
12 to 1, 10 to 1.
Who's yours, George?
And mine is Vauban for the champion hurdle at 16-1.
Oh,
Obviously, the quote we got the other
Wow,
day,
here we go.
I'll just
Good
quickly
shout.
run through that for you. Everything has gone well since Leopardstown and we're happy with him. With juveniles, the Triumph Hurdle is their derby. But I have bigger plans for this fellow. He's a hurdler. So I think 16-1 for the champion
And
hurdle is very
obviously,
interesting.
Yeah, I actually agree. I looked at that the other day. I was going to throw a 10
yeah,
on
I mean,
it. Was
it's quite funny that at the start of the season, Willie Mullins was really debating whether to send him out because he thought he was that good. He didn't want to bother sending him out as a 4-year-old. He just wanted to keep him back as a novice and send him next year for the Supreme. Obviously, the bigger targets you're on about, or the you'll see, champion hurdle. But yeah, so he's ran him, and then he sort of bit the bullet. He must have been doing amazing work, and just thought, well, we may as well get a few winners in here with this lad.
yeah,
And obviously,
he's the one.
Patrick said, didn't he?
Sorry, he's
In his,
What?
I don't know where. Obviously, it's in the members club thing. But Patrick said that they had the question and answer thing, didn't they, with him the other day? And he said somebody asked him how good is Vauban, and he said better than Pied Piper anyway. So they're
but that's it.
very confident.
Vauban's the one that done a bit of work towards the end of last year, and it was so good. And Willie got so excited. And next of all, he was sore the next day, so Willie was like, "No, I'm going to have to lay off this lad."
Yeah, I mean he's
That's this. Yeah, I think he's very good. I'm gonna have a good bet on him to win the Triumph. I think he's gonna hose up to the quite honest. Get more confident for the day. But yeah, if in summary, what's that? American Mike for the Ballymore 12-1, Galloping the Champs for the Gold Cup 6-1. John Baum for the Arkle at 10-1, and Vauban for the Champion 16-1. There you go. Any more questions? Get them in.
We'll have a pound on each. The Acca pays 17,000 and 16-1. Which wouldn't be too bad. It's a pound each way.
Oh, get a tenner on it. Get a fiver each way. I'll get a tenner on it. There you go.
Yeah.
I'll be able to buy myself a house with that.
And to be honest, now we've talked about it, I will be having a pound each way because I will kill myself if not.
Maybe.
Right.
Anyway, let's actually focus on the 2022 festival.
Right.
So the Mayor's Hurdle. Go on. I'll run us through the stats and then you can tell us the prices.
Go on then.
So the Mayor's Hurdle, 6 of the last 12 favourites have won, which I was actually surprised with. It's probably because it was been a Willie Mullins farm before a few years, before previous. 9 out of the 12 winners won on their last run before the festival, which I did think was really interesting because there's quite a few that haven't. And 9 out of the 12 were aged between 5 and 7 years old. So again, pretty interesting. When you look at the ages and I think
That's an interesting stat about last time out.
Yeah, that they a lot of them have won. Yeah, I thought that was interesting as well. Given that obviously I'll let you get on in a minute, but it takes yours out, and I've just swiped George's out as well with Stormy Island is an 8-year-old. So
I pivoted off that a little bit, but just give us that. What was his first stat about the favourites winning?
6 out of the last 12. But I think, like I say again, it was Willie Mullins, wasn't it?
Were they all Cavega? I'm just trying to think. Were they all Cavega? Because obviously she won 6.
Vroom Mag won, I think. So Vroom Mag.
Vroom Mag. Benny Did won, but was Honeysuckle favourite that year? No, it was when Honeysuckle beat Benny Did. Okay.
No. Yeah, it's been.
He fell the year before. Then Honeysuckle beat him.
It's 6 are Cavega won 5 in a row, and then Vroom Mag won it in 2016, 4-6. That's shift 6.
And Concertista we won't talk about last year.
Move on this year.
Right.
She won't be going here either.
No. Prices are Tell Me Something Girl, who I know that you like, Dan. 3-1. Obviously, winner of the
Ben. Ben likes
winner of the Mayor's Novice last year. Very well backed, mainly because Rachel Blackmore was having an absolute stormer. Concertista, as we've already mentioned, 4-1. She's probably not going here, although it would help Ellie May. Royal Kahala is 11-2. Stormy Island.
She does. She doesn't need any help.
Royal Kahala 11-2. Stormy Island 6-1. Burning Victory 8s. Echoes in Rain 8s. Queensbrook 9s, which is quite a big move in for Queensbrook, who has been 16s for a while, for the last couple of months. Heaven help us, Mrs. Milner 10s, and 12-1 after that. As you can tell, I'm kind of running out of breath.
Not one British horse.
Yeah, there's who is the first British
Literally.
horse? Molly's
The
Ollie
12 to 1
Wishes.
bar is where the Brits start.
Marie's Rock, 12-1.
Martello Sky.
Martello Sky, yeah.
So
LA Bell 25s.
that's when the British start. So basically, which Irish horse wins this race then this year?
Burning Victory. I've backed Burning Victory.
Really?
Obviously she beat Queensbrook the other day. Yeah. Why? What was your surprise?
No, I know you were quite keen on Stormy Island, and I'm not that keen on Burning Victory. So I was just interested to see why.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing that really got me, obviously Burning Victory, you can't knock that she's beaten Queensbrook, who I've fancied for this race each way anyway. The one thing that interested me is that...
Sorry, really quick question. Did you not think Queensbrook ran a really, really good race in the Fleet the other day? And maybe he's there for a bit short, because he says she's very hard to get fit. And Davey never really touched her.
I see where you're coming from. Obviously, Burning Victory won the Triumph in the year that Goshen killed me. There's always one, isn't there? Every bloody year. Concertista, Goshen.
More than one half the time.
Benny. Oh my god. Anyway, the one thing that got me about her is that she tends to peak around this time of year, as we were saying, I think, with Kilcrut. Yes, Kilcrut. The point you were making earlier. So I'm banking on the fact that she comes into her own this time of year, and it's a very open race. To me, I can't believe. I know, Tell Me Something Girl. Obviously, she's a good horse, but I wouldn't have her at 3-1 in this market. Concertista, we'd think's not going to go there. Royal Kahala, I don't think we'll turn it around with Tell Me Something Girl if she couldn't last time get in the weight. Stormy Island is obviously the other one that I mentioned before, and I think Stormy Island and Burning Victory for me are two mares that can run absolute stinkers, but also if they run up to their best, they would both win this quite easily. I plunked for Burning Victory out of the two just because, I've backed her at 3 points more than what I could Stormy Island, so purely based on price there. Queensbrook, like I say, if they can get her there fit, fine. To be honest with you, I think there's probably the top 8 you could back each way, and you think you'd have a pretty good chance, or the top 7 at least, without Concertista. Burning Victory is just the one that I've plumbed for.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I think there's no superstar here, but I think this is a very good race, and in its own right, it's gonna be ultra competitive, like ultra competitive, like in its own right, it's gonna be a really, really good race. You can give a shout to so many of them. Like as you were saying, George, you could back the top 8 in the market and not be phased about it. You'd be thinking, fuck, I've got a good chance as any here. Do you know what I mean? Whereas you're thinking sometimes back on the outsider, I'm really taking a punt here.
It's nice to have a mare's hurdle where we don't have a odds on or a 5-4 favourite, really.
Yeah. Well, I've got Tell Me Something Girl at 13-2. I'm quite happy with that. I think that represents good value.
Yeah.
Will I be back now 3-1? Probably not. Like on the day in the course, I'll probably have another couple of quid on there.
After you've had a few pints.
Like I'm not going to be going in now 2 weeks before 3-1. Come on, let's have my bollocks on. Like,
she won't get any short.
Hello,
she?
I do think
no.
I can't see that.
No way.
No,
and that a lot of it as well. A lot of it would depend as well on how Henry's run to start with as well. If they run shocking, all of them,
he's come. I think he's come back into form.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, as well. I think he's coming back into form. But I think if his horses don't run that great, obviously her price is naturally just going to be pushed out. I think she'll be a lot bigger than 3-1. I think she's poor price. I think I agree with you, George. I think she's got a really good chance. I think she's got the favourites chance. But I think at 3-1, she's very short. I think 5-1 would probably be about right.
I'm just happy I'm on a 13-2.
Yeah, that's a fair value price. I think 13-2. If anybody that's got bigger prices than 3-1 is fair. But I think if you're looking for a bet now, she can't be the way to go in terms of if you fancy her now.
I actually
wait. Basically, that's what I'd say.
I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't be having a bet now on this race. I won't have a bet between now and the start of the festival on this race. But now the one I think will win it is Tommy Something Girl.
Yeah, I think you.
And that's just because I just think they've been working towards this all year. They've left her off, and they really haven't tried too much for her. I think that run at Christmas was really, really good, really, really good. I keep watching it back and give myself more hope and optimism.
Yeah.
But look, there's so many good horses in this race in their own right, and yeah, it's going to be a really, really good race. But at the minute, I'll be swimming still with Tell Me Something Girl. Come on, up to 13 to 2.
Yeah, my opinion on it would be. I can just basically echo what a lot of you guys have said. It's just very competitive, isn't it? It's just a race that is really solid. There's a lot of mares that can turn up and bottom out. There's a lot of mares that can turn up and bring the best form, and a lot of them could win it. I think we could definitely, for me anyway, I feel that the British have not really got much of a chance. I think the Irish will definitely win it. As you know, again, it's in these sort of races, you know, when there's not a lot between them and it's difficult to sort of... it's the whole Edwardstone thing where I thought he would win it. The same thing, I think he's got the best chance, but it's a price thing in the end. And I think Tell Me Something Girl has probably got the best chance, and form would tell you that. But again, it's a price thing, and I just think heaven help us. You know, what you say she was 10 to 1 or something. I think she's a fair each way bet because, like I say, the cheap pieces are going to go back on for Cheltenham for the first time since she won. Remind me what race it was. It the county she won? No, it wasn't. No,
it was the county hurdle, wasn't
it?
On the Friday.
Yeah, she bolted up, didn't she? In the handicap that she won anyway at Cheltenham and Coral Cup. Sorry, Coral Cup. She beat the Coral Cup. So she won the Coral Cup by she won it by like 6 lengths or something. She won it by a mile, and you know, you shouldn't really be able to do that in a Coral Cup. Obviously, she didn't have a lot of weight, but you shouldn't be able to do that in the Coral Cup is always it's usually a race as well where class tells. You know, you get horses, if you look through the Coral Cup, horses that have won that race are typically towards the top of the weights. It's a bit like the Ultima. Class horses usually come to the fore because you get a lot of horses that have been at graded company, you know, maybe coming down the weights a little bit because they're getting a bit older and things. Or, you know, you get horses that are on the improve that are just making that jump to graded company that they're just not ready yet. And you get a lot of horses in and around. It's quite a tight handicap. The weights are not very, you know, sparse, if you like. And she absolutely obliterated it. By 9 lengths, she won it in the end. 9 lengths in a Coral Cup. You know, if she comes back to that form, she'd be hard to beat. In all honesty, she'd be hard to beat. And she's 10 to 1. You know, like, that's a big price. And like I say, bearing in mind, she's going to get the cheap pieces back on for the first time. You know, it might mean nothing, but obviously when the cheap pieces went on, she lit up. She absolutely, you know, went to the front. And the only thing I do worry about is that... obviously, we saw Burning Victory run the other day, and she went to the front. Stormy Island, is she a front runner? I've got that in my head that she can front run sometimes.
Yeah.
The only thing is,
gonna try that.
The only thing is just if they cut each other's throats. We don't want that to happen. As in, that will knacker my bet up.
That'll be okay. Tell Me Something Girl without a pick up the race.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you don't want. Well, for me, but I think if she can get any sort of a comfy lead out in the front or any sort of a lead where she can sort of dictate, she's got a really, really big chance. And she will have been primed for this race. Bearing in mind, you know, this trainer last year got it absolutely bang on the money, Paul Hennessy. This is his big one, isn't it? Because he's only got one to worry about in terms of he's got a really big chance with this mare. This is his Gold Cup, and he'll have primed her for this. Yeah, I thought she ran a great race. You know, bearing in mind as well, she's stepping down from graded company. She ran the Irish Champion Hurdle last time out. This is nowhere near as hard. Yes, she got whacked and finished last of 5, but you know, what else was she? You can't really expect.
That was the only put her spot on for this.
Yeah, you can't really expect it. It was just to keep her ticking over. Royal Kahala, I think, short. I think she needs softer ground. And Cheltenham, she just bottomed out last year. Don't like her. I fancied her last year. She ran terribly. Don't like her price.
I think you need soft ground. I think she needs
soft
ground.
Yeah, and I just don't like her price. I just worry about Burning Victory because she wasn't... I thought she was all out. I thought she was really paddling at the end of that race. Now, she did go a good clip, but I thought she was... I agree with you, Ben. I thought Queen's Brook was flying at her at the end, as in, you know, another few strides, she'd have probably caught her As in, I thought she was just all out.
Davey didn't touch her. That could be the one that goes
Look,
seriously.
In terms of the form, the form's really good. Is in it's not a form reason that I'm against Burning Victory. It's just because I thought she wasn't very strong, and the triumph that she won, she shouldn't have won it. Let's be honest. You can't take that literally. You can't say she is a triumph winner. She's just a triumph winner in name. She'd have never won the triumph, as we know. That was a poor triumph when you take Goshen out of it. And I just think that when you get a couple of these that might come out, I think Heaven help us will go off shorter than 10s, and I think she'd be my each way bet.
Yes,
Yeah,
fair point.
Yeah, tell me something there for me.
Yeah, and Dan's poo-pooed mine, so we'll.
Oh, here we go. She'll bolt up now. She'll win by 9
No,
lengths.
but Burning Victory for me. We will move on to the National Hunt Chase, or as I'm now referring to it as the Brown Advisory, because that's where all the horses are going that I wanted to run in the National Hunt Chase. Right.
Not the winner though.
Well, not anymore. No. Let me give you some prices.
Stats again, blimey.
Yeah, I'll give you some prices, and then Statman Dan will open his book. We have Statler is standalone favourite at 11-4. Run Wild Fred is 3-1. Vanillier is 6-1. Obviously dotted up last year. Fruit de Len is 8, although he is much bigger on the exchanges. Fury Road is 8. Obviously these are all non-runner, no bet. Does he know? Jungle Boogie on the ropes. Pat's Fancy. All 12. So is 3 under through 5, but he's not running here.
See the ones you mentioned. The only two I think are no one to go here is On the Ropes and Pat's Fancy. The rest of them are going elsewhere. I was reading earlier Fury Road and all. They're all going to. I heard a lot of them going to.
Fury Road won't run here.
Right, Statman Dan, what you got?
This could be small enough.
So this has not notoriously been a good race for favourites. Only 3 out of the last 12 have won. 10 out of the last 12 winners had run at least 4 times that season, which goes against the top 2 in the market. 7 out of the 12 winners had their previous run within 52 days before the festival, which actually you could probably forget about that because it goes against quite a lot of them that are going to turn up, or the main protagonists anyway. Does he know it suits? And Farouk Delen it suits. And then the last one is that the age factor, that 9 out of the 12 were aged between 6 and 8 years old, which really suits basically everybody. So, but I just thought I'd include that. Whoever wants, do you want me to go first?
Yeah, why not?
We're going to agree. So whatever you're saying, I'm just going to echo it.
Well, obviously we know that I have been all over Run Wild Fred for a long time. I just think he is really, really bomb-proof this sort of race. And the thing is, I think I've said it before, that if you want a horse that is solid to give you a run for your money, it's Run Wild Fred. Unless he falls or unseats, which, like I said before, you can't contemplate, or he's never shown that in his career. He's second. Look at his record. He's got a brilliant record, tremendous record. He's barely out the first. He's barely out the frame.
He can't beat Fury Road.
Will he win it? Well, will he?
Yeah, he can't beat Fury Road when he thinks he's going to take a set in the fence halfway around.
Well, will he win it? I am worried about Statler because he impressed me the other day at 3 miles because he stayed on really well. He just looked really slow again. The only thing I think about Statler is I'm still worried about, one, his experience, because Willie came out and said he wasn't happy with his jumping last time. That's not going to help him. I'll be surprised if it's not a decent field. A lot of sort of dross gets added into this race. They just put horses in because they basically just give them a chance, though. You know what I mean? You may as well you say, why not? There might only be 5 or 6 that can win it, if that. But they just put them in and think, do you know what? We'll go for it because there has been a few upsets in it before. Obviously, we heard that 3 out of the last 12 were the favourites. That was it. The one I fear most, and I do keep looking at, is Vanillier. I fear him a lot, because
the big boat.
Yeah, the only thing is, I don't think he's classy enough. I don't think he's classy enough, but he'll stay all day. He'd stay 8 miles. And I think Statler will get found out, because I think this is not the sort of test he needs. I just think he will get found out. The only one I fear really is Vanillier. And I think, if you're looking for an each way bet, it could be an each way bet for you. The only thing is he does bomb out. But to be fair, he's got a solid record as well. And he'll be staying on at the end. So I think if you want an each way bet, but the one I think that will give you is absolute banker material to give you a good run for your money, bar falling or unseating, is Run Wild Fred. He's the top rated. He shouldn't be running in this race given his rating. And Gordon Elliott.
This has been a plan for a very long
it has.
time.
This has been the plan for a long time. He's literally, and this is not even an overstatement. He's literally persuaded the O'Learys that this is the race for him, and they're hard men to sort of tell them this is what we're going to do. And Gordon Elliott has said this is what we're going to do. Basically, this is happening. This horse is absolutely tailor-made for this race, and I think he should be favourite. I don't think he will go off favourite, because I think Statler's the sexier type. I think he's got a really, really rock solid chance. I know sexier type, but in terms of a national hunt chase, he's just got that profile where, and everybody's bigging him up. Everybody's like, he's, look at him, he's cruised in. Yeah, he's only won over 3 miles. You want a horse that is a proven stayer at top class level.
Who's going to be on him?
Well, who will be on him will be what's his? On Run Wild Fred. Oh, Jamie Codd will be on him. Yeah, absolutely. So you've got like I've said before, you've got the best jockey in the race. That's going to, in terms of this race.
I'm not sure he'll be on. I don't know. He was on Braeside at the weekend, on Front Wild Fred was declared right up until the morning. Braeside. I don't know. I can't remember the last time Codd rode for the O'Learys. I don't know. I wonder who's going to be on him.
I'd be shocked if he wasn't on him. I think he'd be gutted.
I don't know.
Who's going to ride him instead then?
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Who's going to ride him?
Fair enough, but I'd be gobsmacked if he didn't ride him.
Yeah, still he's going to win anyway.
I'd be a bit less inclined if Jamie Codd was on him, because I feel that Jamie Codd's the man to go for this race. Obviously.
Yeah. Hopefully, but I thought the other day I just seen that. Was that race was it Tuesday week ago, wasn't it? That 10 up Novices.
Yeah, but to be fair, this is a different race completely as well, isn't it? So in terms of in terms of that,
it just was an observation.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm wrong. I love Codd being on, because I'm as balls deep in this horse as you are. So we're in this together.
Yeah. I just think he's got the best chance, and he's not favourite. So
who rode him?
Run Wild Fred all day.
I don't have much else to add. I think he's a good thing. If my day's going alright on Tuesday, I'm gonna have another slap on him, because I think he's just tailor made for this race. Like you say, shouldn't he be running here?
I just think that he's.
And if he were, he shouldn't be running here. And just everything all year. I've been thinking to myself, Run Wild Fred's going to win the next
he won the Troy Town by an absolute mile. Like that is a.
Should have won the Arsenal. I don't know. He's just.
Would these other horses like Vanillier? The only reason I like Vanillier is because it's over. Is because it's over 3 mile 6. Because would he have won the Troy Town off of that rating by that far? Would he, Bob?
No.
He doesn't jump well enough. He doesn't jump anywhere near well enough. But when you just see horses, right, and you just think he jumps shit, right, and you write him off because he didn't jump very well, and then you see him out the corner of your eye and you think, this fucker's jumped well all the way through, and you just think, I know he's got the ability, and this fucker's, you're expecting him to hit one, and you think Vanillier's at the back, so he's hit one, and you think, you're all right now. You just think, he's creeping in, he's jumping well. I can just see that, that coming. I think, fucking hell, God's sake. So I know what I'll do on the day. I'll probably have a small saver on Vanillier just to cover my stakes. Do you know what I mean? Just to cover my stakes that I've put on Run Wild Fred. But it'll be small, because I just think I'll probably be loading back in again. Not that I should, but
just a point.
I think that he's.
I agree. The one that I would give a wee small outside chance to for an each way, Pat's Fancy. I think he could run a good race too.
Yeah,
he ran behind Brave Man's Game, didn't he, the last day?
Yeah.
Was that in the handicap?
He did actually. Yeah,
Brave Man's Games. good horse, as we all know. But yeah, that would be my each way fancy. But yeah, Run Wild Fred wins. Go on, George. Tell us we're wrong.
Obviously, I won't go into Run Wild Fred that much because you've covered enough. I don't see how Vanillier will ever beat him. Would you be concerned that he hasn't run this year? I suppose probably not. It was right at the end of December that he'd run, and
No. Who, for Run Wild Fred?
Yeah.
Who run what? No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be concerned if he hadn't run for 6 months.
No,
not at all.
fair
Not coming
enough.
from that yard. Not coming from that yard because he, like we were saying though, he's been trained for that race. He'll be absolutely spot on. I've got no worries at that.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
Just going back to.
I'd actually prefer it. I preferred it, didn't I?
Yeah, I suppose
I do. I prefer it that he doesn't run. I don't want to see him run again, just in case he comes out and wins. He's getting odds on.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Going back to what you were saying about shit jumpers, Farouk Delaine, if he does go here, so I was having a look last night, and he was 20-1 on the exchange for this. He's now 14, and he's a lot bigger for the Brown Advisory, so I think he might be going here. Obviously, he ran against Statler at Nace in that Grade 3, and he jumped awfully, hit about 5 or 6, and he still finished within, what was it, length and a quarter or something. If you're back in Statler,
Yeah.
for me, you've seriously got to consider Farouk Delaine, because 11-4 against 8-1 for a length and a quarter, I think is absolutely ridiculous. So for just looking at that, for me, Statler's priced out completely.
And he won, didn't he, the last day?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
He won, didn't
he's
he?
gone
the
out
last
and
day,
won as
Farouk
well.
Delaine. He won a Grade 2, didn't he? So.
Yeah, Farouk's a dire stayer,
Yeah.
like a dire stayer. He's no one.
The second horse that I was going to mention was who Farouk Delaine went out and beat, which obviously Beacon Edge. Now he's probably not going to go here, but I wanted him to, so I thought I just. I don't think he is anyway. I'll quickly just check there, because I think he's another one that's in the Brown Advisory as well.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going there.
he is.
Somewhere.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, if he came here, I'd have been interested in him as well. So
he looked like he was needed 3 miles, didn't he? Not anymore.
yeah,
If 3 miles, if that.
the one horse I will give
He just got outstayed.
I'll give a quick shout to it is Deal Kerr. Now, again, I don't know if he's going to run here. I'll have a quick check just to see if he's double entered.
No, mate.
He's got some record, he has, isn't he?
Yeah, so he's in the Leinster National on the Sunday before Cheltenham. If he goes there, obviously he won't be running at Cheltenham. He's in the Ultima, the National Hunt Chase, and the Kinmure. The horse.
I think I read somewhere. You got a rate number 150.
Okay.
There, I think I read
Yes,
somewhere.
he's been running,
150.
finishing midfield, or sometimes worse. But
Deal Kerr.
yes. So if you look at every single race that he's running, I mean, he's finished fourth, second, ninth, fifth, his last 4. Every single time you read the Racing Post review, and it says that he's sticking on at the end. He's plodding on. He's not necessarily.
He'll be in a handicap, won't he?
Yeah, he's not necessarily getting that much closer. The one reason why I'd be interested in him in the National Hunt Chase is obviously the step up in trip. The handicaps he's entered in are all over 3 mile or 3 mile 1, 3 mile 2. He could be one of those horses that goes under the radar.
Will he go
I
for the
think.
Kinmure?
I don't know.
Would he get in? I don't even know whether he'd get in.
I don't know. That's purely on the
I don't know
fact
what
that
his
I think
British
that he
name is.
could be a horse that's good over an extra 6 furlongs. And he's 33-1. He might not go, so obviously you'd only have a couple of quid. Non-runner, no bet. Anyway, I'm waffling.
Yeah, that's it. Doesn't matter, does it?
I think that Farouk Delaine will win the race if he goes.
Oh,
It's very bold because he could be beaten after
There
the
we go.
first mile.
well, at least Jiggenstein's going to win it anyway, like somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, this is probably where Statler wins, but yeah, if like what you were saying about Vanillier, if you're halfway round and Farouk Delaine's only smashed into one of them, you're happy. If he smashes into 2,
You've got a chance.
if he smashes into 2, I think he'll run a place. If he smashes into less than 2, I think he'll win. So yeah, it's not a bad
that's
price.
Vanilla, yeah, you're right. That's him all over. So,
Right, so
right, what are we doing? A best bet for day one?
yes, yeah.
Yeah, let's
We'll
wrap it
have to
up.
run through now. Day one's not very inspiring to me,
Yeah,
and
best
usually
bet for
it's the
day
good
one.
day.
It is, yeah.
Right.
What's your best bet? Well, I mean, to be fair, my best bet is debatable now, but we'll come on to that one. Handicaps come out, but what's your best bet, Ben?
I'm actually just thinking. Run Wild
Run
Fred.
Wild Fred, yeah.
Hey, bloody hell, that's it.
Dan?
Yeah, I'm Run Wild Fred as well. Yeah, on the graded races, Run Wild Fred all the way.
Yeah, Riviere d'Etay for me. I think it's a good bet for the Arkle. I
She was going to be mine. I was like, wait there, so we've got Fred, we've got the captain. On
I've got a
Tuesday,
better bet in the handicaps, but we won't go into that until we do the handicap video.
Oh.
Oh, right.
Right.
Well, thanks for watching, and yeah, we're starting to hit over like 1,000 views. So yeah, keep it lit. Yeah, we're enjoying it in the big 1,000.
Yeah, it's much appreciated. Hopefully
yeah,
we'll
any more questions?
keep finding
Fire
the
them in.
winners. And we'll be back in a few days.
Repay us for a few
We'll
quid
be
in
back
the
in a
back
few
pocket.
days with Wednesday's preview, and we'll all be wearing the same clothes because we're going to do that in about 5 minutes. So we're not dirty. And hopefully we'll bring a few more winners. So we'll just quickly run through the day. Now I'm not sure if you boys are prepared, but just run us through with your 5 selections for the Supreme Arkle, Champion Hurdle, Mares Hurdle, and the National Hunt Chase.
Supreme for me. So Supreme John Bon. To just win one, yeah.
Yeah.
Just for win selections. Supreme John Bon. The Arkle Edward Stone. Champion Hurdle, obviously Honeysuckle. I know she's odds on, but how do you go against her? The Mares Hurdle, it was Heaven Help Us. And the last race, the National Chase, isn't it?
Yeah.
Run Wild Fred.
Yeah. So Gerhard, if he goes to Supreme for me, if not John Bon, on the Arkle Riviere Detail, Champion Hurdle Honeysuckle, Mares Hurdle, Tell Me Something Girl, and the National Chance Run Wild Fred.
So I'll quickly run through mine. Kilcrut for the Supreme, Riviere d'Etay for the Arkle, Champion Hurdle. I'm not going to have a bet, but obviously I put up on here Tier Poo at 20 to 1 each way, so I'm claiming that. Mares Hurdle, Burning Victory, and the National Hunt Chase, Farouk Delaine. Right, we will see you again in a few days for Wednesday's preview.